Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube Ads module in the Google Ads course. This module aims to teach you everything that you need to know about YouTube ads. Right from what are different types of YouTube ads, how to create a script for a YouTube video, how to create videos with a lot of tools available and that too for free, how you can find your audience, how you can run your ads, how do you check the different metrics, everything under one roof. So stay tuned and watch this course till the end. So the first thing we want to learn about YouTube ads is what are the different types of YouTube ads? How do they function? Where do ads show on YouTube, right? So to check that, let me walk you through the YouTube interface itself. So right now you are in my YouTube ads account, basically my Google ads account, and we've selected YouTube. Now here you see multiple types, right? So these are all the different types of ads that you can run when it comes to YouTube. The first one you can see is video views, right? If you click on this question mark, you will understand what is the objective. What is it trying to show? So you can see a video view campaigns use multiple format video ads, which can help you get 40% more views, etc., etc., etc. The objective of what this says is that it will work along with multiple formats. And you can see those formats here, like skippable in stream, in feed, and short ads, right? So let's just understand what all is skippable in stream, in feed, short ads, etc. So I have a sample video here. This is one of my other videos which are online on how you can create a website under 5 minutes. It's on my channel. Why don't you use AI instead? Now here, let's say if this channel is playing now, let's see if we see an ad. But let's say while this is playing and you see an ad while this 23 minutes video is playing, while you are streaming something and you see an ad, that is called as an in-stream ad. It's basically inside a stream, right? Similarly, let's say, for example, we search for this term, right? I want to search anything on YouTube. So let's just come here and search for create a website with AI in 5 minutes, right? And you see a bunch of videos. But if you see on the top, right, this is a video as well, which is related to this keyword in some way or the other. So that video here, and you can see sponsored and sponsored by Adobe Creative Cloud Pro. This is called as an in-feed ad. So this is my feed. Every time over here, you see a video which is sponsored. Now, this is another format. This is sponsored, but it's not a video. So it's actually a discovery ad. But any other video format and you see sponsored is actually an in-feed ad, right? So whenever you see sponsored, so let's see if we find another sponsored. Yes. And this is not really a video. This is actually a short video, but it's not playing properly here. But if you find any of these, right, that becomes basically your in-feed ads. Apart from that, there are short ads. So while we are watching YouTube shorts, if I keep browsing to shorts, right, and if I just keep going next, next, and you saw
Box fit when working on your website layouts.
can you see Elementor, sponsored? This is a short, right? So these are all the different formats of ads. I'm just gonna close this to avoid the noise, right? So what this tool or what video views over here talks about is we will run ads on all of these formats combined, right? And that is called as video views ads. Now, video view ads does three things for you. First is skippable in stream, right? So basically, you're going to run ads on whenever somebody's streaming something which you find extremely relevant. You can decide to run ads on that particular. That is in-stream ads. How to select that particular video, which video to select, etc. All of these things will be covered by me later on, right? Second is in-feed. So when somebody searches for a relevant topic, when somebody searches for a relevant keyword, all the other things, and when you see that feed, right, you can show an ad. So that's again your in feed. And then finally, it is short ads. So how is this measured, right? Whenever you do a skippable in-stream ad, whenever somebody watches your video to the full length, or if Like that is if your video is shorter, right? Or if it is a longer video, let's say if it's a 30 or let's say a 1 minute video. If somebody watches it for 30 seconds, that's when you get charged when it is a skippable in-stream ad, right? When I talk about an in-feed ad, when somebody does an engagement, which is like a click, or somebody watches your video for 10 seconds, just hovers over it, does not click, does not do anything, but the video is there and you're hovering over it and you're watching it for 10 seconds, that's when an advertiser, a brand, a customer is charged, right? And finally, same thing for short ads. If somebody views your short for 10 seconds, that's when it's charged, right? So here, all of this is actually called as through view or thorough view, which basically means that when somebody genuinely is interested in your product or service, that's when they spend about 30 seconds, 10 seconds looking at a sponsored in feed, 10 seconds watching a reel. Usually we have a tendency of swiping the reel within 10 seconds. So if the customer is not interested, they will quickly swipe off. So if they swipe up within the first 10 seconds, that means they're not interested. And if they're not interested, they will not watch it, right? Or they will not engage with your brand. So you will not be charged. That's why, guys, YouTube is an amazing medium. It uses the power of video. So your sensory number one, which is your eyes, is covered. It uses the power of an audio, right? Which your ears are covered. You more engage because you retain better when you see and hear something. Plus, it only charges you basis genuine engagement, which is either a click or this 30-second, 10-second, etc. Right? That's why, guys, this is one of the most interesting format as a brand, as an advertiser for you guys to be in. Today, with the power of AI, it is so easy even to create these videos and to communicate your message to your right audience that we need to, in fact, focus more and more on this particular format of ads. So this is about video views. The next is efficient reach. Efficient reach is it gives most reach for your budget, right? What does this mean? Let's say, for example, you selected some audiences. Let's say, for example, you tried to to target a couple of people, and as per YouTube database, it is, let's say, 1 lakh people or 10 lakh people, right? Basically, whatever targeting you select, which we'll learn in subsequent lectures. Now, after this 10 lakh people, out of this 10 lakh people, when you select an efficient reach, YouTube will try and reach out to the maximum number of new people. So it will try to maximize your reach. It will try to show your ads to different people so that people understand what you're trying to talk about, what are you selling, etc. So when we say maximize reach, it does not focus on the right people. It does not focus on the people who might eventually purchase or with any intent, but it tries to focus new people, tries to reach to a wider set of audience within your selected set of audience. So wider set of audience within your selected set of audience, right? So that is basically reach. And it uses formats like a bumper. Bumper is basically, guys, a 6-second ad, but it is not skippable. So there are some non-skip ads which just end in 6 seconds, short videos. So you can use that. So this is usually used when somebody is offering like a quick sale, like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, if it is coming around the corner, we can talk about that, etc. Right? It also uses skippable in stream as well. So again, the same format from here and the same rules apply. And then it also uses shorts and in feed as well. Right? Here the criteria is for the content to be very short. The criteria is for the content to just quickly communicate. Let's say, for example, you are a good brand and you have a sale coming up. You have an announcement to make, something new arrival, new launch is done, you have a new drip coming out. Let's say, for example, you want to make a quick video, you are Apple, right? And you want to spread the word around for a new iOS update or a new technology or a new color that is being launched. So everybody knows about the latest iPhone. But if you want to talk about a new color or a new tech or a new operating system update, that's when you use these types of formats. Next is non-skippable reach, right? So bumper, which is again, like I said, non-skippable, which we discussed over here, standard non-skippable or a 30-second non-skippable in stream, right? So standard non-skippable means does not care about the time limit. It's just non-skippable. Or if somebody does not skip for 30 seconds within a stream, right? So if you want to reach to more and more people, try to talk about your product, your service in a way that people do not have an option to check out. They have to listen. There's no skipping. The only option they have in hand is to close the video. In shorts, you can, whenever there is a short, right? You can just swipe up and close it. In skippable, you can just skip. But here, either they are watching for 30 seconds, they're going through an entire non-skip ad, or a bumper, which is a smaller but non-skip. So this is just focusing on non-skip. Next is targeting a frequency. So let's say you have a set of audiences or a set of geography. I have an event and I want to quickly remind people about the event, target people with respect to the event, etc. So that's target frequency. To a smaller set of audience, I want to repeatedly hammer it in their head. I want to keep showing them that we have a product, we have a service, there is a launch, there is an update, there is something new, there's an event, right? That's when you focus on frequency, where my only objective is to identify a set of audience. Sorry about this. To identify a set of audience and hammer them with the idea of whatever we are trying to promote. Next is another set of ads where you want to drive conversion, right? Drive conversion is plain and simple. Of course, it happens slightly in the advanced way, but drive conversion is to identify people with intent, right? So if I have, let's say, for example, this entire set of people whom I've decided I want to show ads, if I select drive conversion, right? Once the machine learning has taken place, YouTube understands, or the Google interface understands what is a conversion for you. That's when what it does, it segregates your audiences into some parts. Where, let's say, for example, this part are all those people who have high intent and have a higher history of purchase in the past, right? And there could be another color which would denote there is intent, but it's slightly less, right? And let me try to go towards reds where there is no intent and people might even not want to purchase. So your ads naturally stay around these areas and also slightly higher on this side where there is intent and likelihood of purchase. This, of course, comes after a lot of data when YouTube and the Google ecosystem understands what is a conversion for you, when it knows that a lot of people who've seen your video, seen your content, come to your website, go through the entire user journey. So basically, your tags that we've learned in Google Ads as a chapter, right? Get some learning, get some knowledge. That's when you can go ahead with this. Then there is ad sequence, is basically about a sequential ad where one after the other, you can keep showing them different ads. So somebody who's watched a certain video for a certain amount of time, like decent enough engagement, that's when they will see the second ad, the third ad, the fourth ad, the fifth ad, right? So this is how you can create a sequence. So usually when, let's say, for example, I'm launching a podcast with multiple episodes already out there, if I'm launching a book with different chapters, when I want you to know about different stats, different numbers, different phases, different chapters, that's when you go for sequence. And audio reach, plain and simple, when somebody are listening and you want to create an audio ad when only a voice will go, right? They're not watching the screen, they're just listening to this. That's when you can select audio ads, right? So these are all the different YouTube ad formats, right? In the subsequent chapter, I'm going to teach you how to understand a structure, how to understand the entire YouTube ecosystem, how do you identify what you want to do, how you want to do, structure the entire YouTube ads. And then we go into scripting, video writing, video creation, and then finally launching our campaign. So stay tuned. You'll have a blast. Bye bye.